Hello, everybody. I am coming on here in the raw and the real. I wanted to update you today on where we are with Make an Impact and what the new stuff is, like how many books have we gotten sponsored, etc. So let's go ahead and get started. So if you look behind me, all of that stuff right there, those are all the books that I have actually been working on today. So we've gone over 500 shelters to date, and some books got returned. Some of the shelters are no longer needed, or another shelter bought them out or whatever. And so there was 5 of those over the last few months, and I went ahead and corrected those. But if you look at the stack, we have 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 books here. So 15 are going to shelters, and one of them is going to someone as a gift. And then over here, we have some books that were purchased for gifts as well, and then some feedback. So this box, this lower box right here, I don't know if you can see it. Let me show you here. It's pretty cool. So this box right here is actually full of copies of letters that have been sent to shelters. And the reason why this box is so important is because there's 104 letters in this box, which means there was 104 shelters sponsored by 2 women, Donna and Jackie. And they did all of that in one big chunk, and then we spaced it out on getting the books to the shelter so I wouldn't be overwhelmed. And some of the books came back, so I had to find the new updated address and talk to them, or there was actually one shelter that actually was no longer around. And so I had to make sure that we got that book sent to the new shelter. And so these letters are finally getting to them. I'm really excited about that. And then this box right here are 4 books going out to Andrew Mand. He is buying them as gifts. He's doing a whole badass gift bag thing. So these are the books that are going out to him. But 15 shelters, 15 books to 14 shelters are going out today. So all of this will be mailed out today. So I'm really excited about that. It's huge. So where are we at? We actually did get another state fully sponsored. And that state is, where is it? Oh no. Alaska. Alaska got fully sponsored, 20 shelters in Alaska. So every single shelter has a book. The last one's going out today. So that makes us with 16 shelters fully sponsored, including Puerto Rico. So our numbers right now are totaled at 535 shelters sponsored, and over 546 books in shelters, because some shelters were sponsored multiple times, or multiple books were sent to those shelters. So it's pretty amazing. We're sitting at 18.71%. We have a long way to go, and we still have 2 books that are internationally out there. We haven't really gone internationally too much because it's expensive. So in order to sponsor 1 book internationally, it's $50. It's a huge chunk, because shipping alone is the same cost as a book. And I wish there was a way I could get around that, but there's not. So right now we're sitting at 535 shelters in the U.S. We are slow this year, everybody. We are super slow. I really need your help. It's International Women's Day month, and we have literally less than a half a month to go for Women's International Month. And I would love for every woman out there to sponsor a book in honor of a woman that they feel that is a badass to be sent to a shelter. So if that is something that you definitely want to do, please comment below, contact me directly. You can also go to beatentobadass.com, hit the big Make a Difference pink button that is in the right-hand corner at the top. And it would be on this side, I guess, when you're looking at the screen. But hit that button and then put some notes in there, or I will contact you directly. I always contact those that sponsor books to make sure it's going to the right state, the right shelter, if there's a specific shelter, and to make sure that they want their name in the book exactly how it is. or different. So if you would like to honor women in your life today or this month, I would love for you to do that. You just go ahead and go to beatentobadass.com or reach out to me directly and say, hey, I would love to sponsor a book in honor of my mother, or in honor of my friend, or in honor of somebody I know that was a victim of domestic violence and is no longer with us today. People have done that, to honor those that have become victims and never did survive domestic violence or sexual assault. So if you would like to honor a woman this month, in the month of Women's International Month, that would be wonderful. I would love it. Please comment below, let me know, and we can definitely get that hooked up. Everybody, should honor somebody that they love in the way that they want to. But if this is something that is near and dear to your heart and you want to be able to give back, and this is the way you want to do it, and say, hey, I am honoring this badass woman and I want to send a book in her name to this specific shelter, that would be awesome. Pretty badass, if you ask me. It's a way that you can shine the light in someone else's darkness, and you can honor somebody at the same time, and you can give back. There's so much that goes into that, which is pretty incredible. We do things like this throughout the year, and you can always honor somebody no matter what. During Memorial Day or Veterans Day, we do a special sticker in the book for that kind of thing, where you can honor a veteran or one that has been serving in the military. You can also do it on Mother's Day or Father's Day, or even for birthdays. You can always honor somebody by sponsoring a book if you want to put their name in the book. I actually have a dear friend of mine. Her name is Tammy, and she sponsors multiple books on many occasions. She did it several months. What she did, instead of putting her name in the book, she actually would pick certain people and have their name put in the book instead. And it's pretty incredible. Then she takes the letter that I send, which is a copy of what I had sent to the shelter, and she gives that as a gift and say, hey, I, had a shelter sponsored in your name. I just wanted to honor you. I think you're a badass. And then she sends that off to them, and they're really touched by that. So that is definitely something you can do if you ever want to do that. So, we're sitting at 18.71%. We're in 535 shelters across the country, which is amazing. It's badass. I couldn't do it without your support, your encouragement, your likes, your shares, your comments, all of it. But I did want to come live and say, look, we got caught up on all the books that were returned, which was about 5 of them. And then we had a few last year, but I was able to get those out pretty quickly. So we had 5 that I finally got caught up, haven't had any returns since, knock on wood. Hopefully we don't have any more. And then we've got gifts going out. We have letters going out, and all those books back there are going out. So thank you for your support. Truly, truly amazing. I would love for you to be a part of this and be part of the elephant herd and making a difference in other people's lives, those that are impacted by domestic violence and sexual assault, because they feel so alone. They don't know that anybody cares. And when you send that book and it gets put on that shelf in the library, the resource center, they're like, wow, somebody gets it, somebody cares. And they get to read a story of a survivor. They get to read the story of what it was before the abuse, during the abuse, and then after the abuse. It gives a full picture. It's not just about one point in that person's life, but it's an overall view, and it really dives deep into who I was, before the abuse, and who I was during the abuse, and who I am after, and what I'm doing to move forward past the abuse, because so many get stuck right there in that tipping point of abuse. They might have left the situation, but they think, God, this is it. This is all my life is ever going to be. And that's actually not true. That's not the reality, but they have to make a choice that they want to, make something of their life, that they don't want to be stuck in the darkness. And by you sponsoring a book, you shine that light in their darkness, and they're like, oh, wow. And they're able to get strength, hope, and courage from you because you sponsored the book and said, hey, read this story. It's an incredible story. And I definitely think you would benefit from it. We've made such an impact that I'm actually a #1 best-selling author right now. And that's a pretty incredible honor. I was in 2 categories in Amazon, and sexual abuse is one of them. And then golf biographies, which I kind of laugh at, but hey, I'm honored anyway. But you can always check out what's going on beatentobadass.com. We love to keep you updated right there, and hit the big Make an Impact tab and see what's going on. See all the shelters that have been sponsored. Look at all the people that are making a difference. Because here, I have to say it. I have to say this. By sponsoring one book, you're saving one life, if not more. You're making an impact on one life at least, and it keeps giving back. So the book that you sponsor gives and gives and gives and gives, and it never stops giving, because so many people are inspired and motivated and empowered by this story. So if you would love to do that, I would really appreciate it. I am so grateful for all of your support. Like, share, comment on the video, tag people and say, hey, let's do this month. It's International Women's Month, and let's recognize a woman. Let's honor her by sponsoring a book in her name. And I would love for you to do that. And then, next month is actually Sexual Assault Awareness Month, and I want to drive a huge campaign. So where are we? What are our goals? I already told you where we're at. We're at 18.71% for the country, for the U.S., and we're sitting at 535 shelters. What I really want to do is I want to get another 500 this year. So we need over 465 books now to hit that goal by the end of this year. And I really need your help. I need you to share, like, comment this video. I need you to spread the word. I would be very grateful if you could do that. That would be wonderful. You're part of the elephant herd, and I couldn't be more grateful for that. If you need anything, reach out to me. I have postcards that I can send to you that you can mail out. I have bracelets. I have poker chips. I've got these little poker chips that I give to people, and it's got the logo and then the website on the back, and it's always bet on yourself first. There's so many different things that we can do. I can mail you, these bracelets. It says I am a badass. I would love to, just getting the word out would be great. So please let me know if there's anything that I can send to you that you would be willing to pass along and help and get the word out about our campaign of Make an Impact. Other than that, I don't want to stay on here too long. I've seen people jump on, and I really appreciate you watching and taking the time. And I'm going to go mail all these books out. So thanks again for all your support. Really appreciate it. Remember, you are a badass, and your circumstances do not define you. Keep being you, and stay strong, stay brave, and be bold.